Today I was going to be giving you my first impressions on Outward. Outward is an adventurer's role-playing game, which kind of combines basically Dark Souls and Morrowind in the same type of game, which is kind of a weird concept if you think about it, but it's just the way it feels and everything is very Morrowind, where you can kind of explore and do whatever you like. You always find new things out in the world. And there is questing, which is not very deep, but it's still very well done in the fact that it was only 10 people that made this game, which is kind of crazy. There's AAA games that I've played that don't even come close to the caliber of amount of stuff that you can do in this game, which is pretty interesting if you think about it. If they really had the funding to be able to like flesh out this game with the graphics and everything, then this would have been blown everything out of the park, pretty much. Okay, so let me talk about the story. Okay, the story isn't very unique or anything. It's something that pretty much when you get into it, it's gonna be the typical kind of like rags to riches kind of story where you're starting from nothing and then kind of building up to be bigger than you're supposed to be, bigger than you are. It works pretty well, and the voice acting is there, but it's not with every single dialogue. So you kind of have to fill in the blanks and you kind of have to use your own imagination to really make the story bigger than what it is. Damn, everybody's
Rise
waiting for
and
me.
shine, Trog Spawn. You think you can nip off for 4 months and not pay what you owe the tribe?
Okay.
A blood price is sacred. You can't just shrug off that responsibility.
For as long as you did.
If I don't see the money from you by the time I count to 10, you'll regret you ever came home.
Holy shit. I just woke up, goddammit. Gosh. Still have crust in my eye.
Yeah, you were on that ship too, weren't you? How many lives must your family be responsible for destroying before enough is enough?
Damn. This doesn't change the fact that I have no money right now, goddammit, and I can't pay you.
If you can't make the payments you missed, we will seize your home!
Do whatever the hell you want, motherfuckers.
Enough of this.
So pretty much if you're not really into reading and you really want to just hear like straight up voice acting throughout the whole entire thing, then this is not going to be your game. This is pretty much the only thing that's kind of a downside to this is that it can go either or with how you feel once you're actually playing the game. The graphics are really dated. This is pretty much like Morrowind graphics, but in today's technology. I'm playing on the PlayStation 4 version of the game, so I don't know if it's any better on the PC or not. I mean, it doesn't seem like it is from videos I've seen, but it still works pretty well. The biggest downside to it though is that the loading screens are kind of ridiculous in this game. It's very like Anthem in the way of sitting there and loading screens forever. You have to load to sleep, you have to load to go into a new city, you have to load to go out into the outside world, you have to load to go into your house. Like, it's just like loading for every single thing. This is the biggest downside to this whole entire game is the loading screens. It's kind of ridiculous. But once you're out there and you're exploring and stuff, there's always something new to find, there's always something new to get. And then the fact that this game has split screen multiplayer, which I haven't tested out yet because I haven't bought a second controller for my PlayStation yet, which I know sounds kind of weird, but what games do you know of that have split screen anymore? I mean, this game kind of came out of nowhere and it has split screen support. So it makes you wonder, why are all these AAA games not having split screen support? You got Fortnite, you got Division 2, you got, you know, all these big games, and they all require you to buy a second console or play online. Like, come on, man. Like, why can't you make more games that have like the whole like couch gameplay? Like, you can bring a friend physically over to your house and play together. I mean, I guess that's just not a thing anymore, and people don't come to each other's houses anymore. That's what it is. It's just internet. So this was the coolest thing about this. This is the main reason why I bought this game, was for split screen multiplayer. So I can't wait to get into it. I'm going to be playing with it with my fiance pretty soon once we actually buy a second controller. This game, like when I said that this game is very Dark Souls, this game is extremely hard. In the fact that you have to watch your survival stuff as far as like the cold weather, or if it's too hot outside, or you start bleeding out because you got stabbed or something, or you start getting tired because you're sleepy and you need to lay down and like, you know, really take a nap or something. But then if you take a nap, you're gonna end up getting attacked by bandits, you know, like there's all sorts of stuff that could happen that it really feels like a survival RPG where you are just a weakling. You know, you are yourself just kind of trying to survive really hard out in the middle of nowhere. And all you got is either your staff, or if you start developing skills for magic and stuff, which I really want to get into and I haven't done yet, because magic is just, it doesn't seem like it's very approachable. It's something that you really have to obtain and really have to like try to figure out how to get working, which getting into the whole crafting and like the deep stuff as far as like making equipment and all that, it's cool because it's very simple to understand. It's almost like when I played The Forest when it first came out. I liked that game because of how simple it was to craft things, and this game feels exactly the same. It feels very simple materials. It doesn't go too crazy requiring like ridiculous materials that you're probably never gonna see. I mean, there is some weapons that do have that, but I mean, it's stuff that you feel like, you know, would require it because it is a rare type of weapon or equipment. So it's cool that there's just so much stuff that you can craft, so much stuff that you can kind of create too, if you know the materials. So it's pretty badass. Just the raw scope of stuff that you can do. And it still makes it feel pretty simple for like casual players, kind of like myself, that I don't like doing research. I don't like going online and trying to figure out stuff. I just want to play the game as is. And this game does very well of just letting you get in the game and just play it and enjoy it. So that's really cool. And if you want to go above and beyond and try to figure out rare stuff to do and whatever, you can research it. And that's cool. That's fine with that. But I like that it's very casual in the way of just getting into it initially and figuring out how to play it from scratch. Okay, so to conclude this, let's start with the cons, the stuff that I didn't like about this game. This game is definitely not for everyone. This is not something that every single person on the planet Earth is gonna like. It's not Skyrim or Morrowind or anything like that. It's not approachable in those ways. But for people that appreciate RPGs and games that just really require you to figure out survival tactics and figure out like how to get better at the game, you know, without having to worry about levels and stuff, which is such a great thing, then this is the game for you. But I mean, if you're not into that kind of stuff, you're not into all this survival kind of aspects and all these things that could like kill your character out of nowhere because you got a disease or something, then this game is not for you. This game is for the people that are just really into this survival type of games. Of course, the graphics are dated, so it looks like Morrowind, like so it looks like crap. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, it looks like crap, but it does it. Like it works because the game, it works so well that I kind of don't even look at the graphics. It doesn't bother me because I just feel so engrossed in like the game itself that I want to keep exploring and I want to keep figuring it out. So it's just really nice in that aspect, but the graphics really suck though. So you just got to kind of get over it. Loading screens are ridiculous in this game. So this is one of the biggest downsides to this whole game, is that you're going to be spending a lot of time in the loading screens. So looking at the good things in this game, it feels like Dark Souls meets Morrowind, which it feels really good that it has these combination of games, because you don't see this very often. I mean, what open world Dark Souls type of game have you seen before? I mean, I can't think of anything. So this is the best thing you're gonna get as far as like a Dark Souls open world game, which has all the survival stuff, which I like survival stuff, like trying to figure out eating and drinking and all that. So it's cool that they have like really difficult stuff to deal with in the game, on top of it being like, you know, almost a story-driven Morrowind kind of game where it's open world and you can kind of explore and figure things out. So that's really cool. The survival and the crafting is super simple to understand for beginners, and that's the main thing that I look at in every game that I play. Is I try to figure out, is this going to be approachable for like the Joe Schmo down the block that kind of plays games every once in a while, you know, and this game can do it. And especially if you're into RPGs, then you will be into this game. I mean, I'm pretty sure that you will like this game. But I mean, down the line, it all depends on if you're going to want to stay playing because of the survival stuff. That may drive some people away, but I like it. I enjoy it. So that's why I think that this game is not for everyone. This is a true rags to riches RPG where you feel like you started from nothing and you're gradually getting better and better. And it all has to do with your gameplay. So it's not about leveling up. It's not about like trying to get gear with better stats. I mean, there is, but it's not that crazy to the point where you feel underpowered. And that's the point that I'm getting at. That it just feels like you can totally explore the whole game and you don't have to worry about like level ranges or anything like that. Like you can truly just enjoy the world. So that's what's really cool. And then it has split screen multiplayer. I mean, you cannot beat this. I really wish I had a second controller so I could test it out. I really want to do that. I can't wait to be able to play split screen. That's the main reason why I bought this game, and I really can't wait to do it. But all right, that's my first impressions on the game. I mean, I know this was a kind of long video, so it was almost like a review in a sense. But I mean, I kind of look at these videos almost like a review in a sense anyway, because I don't really like doing reviews, mainly because it's kind of hard to review a game like this because it's so deep and huge that it would probably take like weeks of my time in order to actually bring out an actual pure, like a full review of a game, you know. So I like doing these first impression things, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. So leave a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't, and I'm definitely gonna be playing some more of this. I do want to do some kind of walkthrough-y kind of videos, and maybe even do some like do some kind of like hardcore challenges type thing, like because I like the way that the survival is built in this game, so it makes you feel like maybe I can try to play it in a different way than, you know, people normally would. So it's cool. There's like so many different ways to play this game. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Later, guys.